The following podcast is intended for mature audiences. Enjoy the show.
Hey gamers, this podcast was recorded in front of a live studio audience, held against their will.
The following podcast contains content not suitable for young audiences. That includes you, little Jimmy.
Things in the lyrics. Yeah. It's interesting.
We should actually, well, maybe we can talk about that.
I'm living that 21st century, doing
Okay,
something mean to
Thane, do
me.
you want to do a lineup?
1, 2, 3.
Here's a better clap.
I did a good clap, Cole. I did a good clap. Look at that audio wave. Look.
See? Guys, welcome.
Daryl had an even better clap on Thane's cheeks the other night.
Ha! Nice. Nice.
Did you see his face?
Thane.
That's Thane's cheeks.
Thane instantly just went, just like...
He was like talking too halfway.
Maybe we can
Caught him
add
off guard.
maybe we can add that to when people die inside at version 14 or edition 14. Sorry, Thane. I know I love you. You know I love you. I mean, sorry.
Guys, welcome to the Below Average Meat Gang podcast.
Meat gang. Gang.
No,
I'm
below.
king.
You gotta say below average before that, Cole.
Below average meat gang.
There you go.
You just combined like two podcasts. Gang,
Wait,
meat gang,
Are
gang.
those actually podcasts?
Well, you took a saying from somebody.
I know
and then-
gang. That's like a
That's
meme,
That's
right?
a Theo Von thing.
That's Theo Von.
Kind of not really.
Okay,
it's
what's-
kind of just the general.
Welcome
What's
to the,
meat gang?
Welcome to the large steak
Tiny
group.
meat gang. It's those guys you don't like that react to things.
Oh, okay. And then what's the below average?
I made that up.
Just because we
Yeah.
got small peeps.
I
Like
came
little
up. I
marshmallows.
came up with the large steak group.
Yeah, sorry. It's got to be the below average meat gang and
Or it could just be tofu.
Yeah. Oh
it's
yeah.
like
yeah.
it's like
We
you
don't
got
even have
you got
one
like
at this point.
you got like
large
a
tofu
you get,
group.
Thane, you got like actual meat in there. That's what
Yeah.
people want. But then like you can't find anything else. We're just the substitute.
Yeah.
oh, so it's the tofu's vegetarian, right?
It's
Well,
very
it's basically like
vegetarian.
yeah, but it's basically like the last resort. You
Oh,
want real meat.
So
Vegan.
it's the meat eater and the tofu's.
Yeah.
So
Well, if you
herbivores
combine-
and carnivores,
It's
Yeah.
it's T-Rex and
long
Well-
neck sauruses.
Well,
I guess he's long neck.
The concept of a herbivore is kind of a lie now with that clip Jordan.
Oh, a passive meat eater.
Yeah, the passive meat eater
The
where that
horse?
horse just
You guys see
literally
that?
ate,
Yeah.
I did it.
ate
Oh,
the chick.
oh yeah, I remember. I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
It was,
Yeah.
that was
I'm not
graphic.
watching that.
This.
That was graphic.
I mean,
So you know what you could say? You could say,
Well, was
lady or fella, I hope you're an herbivore, 'cause I've got tofu.
Hey.
That's what you said
I
right
got
there.
tofu.
So that clip wouldn't be graphic though if it just just eats the whole thing in one go.
I mean,
It does.
depends on
It's
what you
still
think graphic
graphic.
is. Like I didn't,
It's
you
still
don't
pretty
see any
graphic.
blood or anything, but
Yeah,
the
but,
horse
like-
just.
do you think the horse spat it out?
Oh no.
No,
chewed
It looked like it. Yeah, it looked like
Really?
it put
It
it
was
down.
like-
I liked it.
I think so.
It got a taste, and now it wants more.
And the
What
chicken
did it
We better
look
muzzle
like,
that
though?
horse then.
and
Yeah.
the mommy hen freaked out. It was like,
yeah, it's like God dang it!
It's like that's my baby, my beautiful baby boy.
What's that famous horse's name that like
Seabiscuit.
is that the
Mhm.
one that was worth like millions of dollars?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of them that are worth
Yeah.
Well,
millions
it
of
was like the
dollars.
first legit like wow, the famous racehorse.
Yeah, Seabiscuit,
Seabiscuit?
most likely.
Damn you,
Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit!
Yeah, there
You
you
just
go.
ate my chicken.
Sea biscuit. I told you I'm Penelope Cruz.
No.
What's that?
It's Family Guy.
Oh,
That's because like her mouth is shaped like,
Oh.
like a horse.
It's her nose. They made her nose too like really big.
so before we really get into some deep subjects, I wanted to bring up something I saw on Twitter. This comes from our very own Saiyan man. I posted this in the Discord. Did you see it?
Yeah,
I saw
Yeah.
that.
It was so funny because I cracked up laughing so hard when I first saw it. Because
Wait, did he comment on the post? This is
yeah.
for you, Cole?
So normally, Sandman likes to like on Twitter some risque anime girls. And I called him out on it one time. And this time, he didn't like it. He just commented on it saying, "This is for you, Cole." And he didn't even at me. He
You
just
still-
said, "This is for you, Cole."
you
And I
still found
still
it.
saw it. I still saw it. And this is what's wrong with Twitter. You can see everything that everyone comments and likes on, even if you don't want to.
That's funny.
That is nuts.
Oh, it was
dude.
hilarious
That
though.
is nuts.
When I read "This is for you, Cole," and I realized he didn't at me, I just busted up laughing. I couldn't stop. I'm like, how does this work?
Twitter just knows. It's like, you know what? I know there's a little bit of banter going between these
Who's
two.
the
It was
anime
hilarious,
girl?
dude.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like
Some
a
girl with
lewd
some big
Zelda.
opie.
Oh.
It was hilarious though. It made me laugh so hard, dude. I'm like, how did he do this? He's a master of Twitter.
Did Twitter notify you?
No, I didn't. I just showed up on my feed.
Yeah, when you're
Oh.
scrolling
Wow.
through, you'll see it.
It's
It's
just
like Sandman commented on.
the best thing is that the same man knew that I would see it too. He was so
Wow.
smug about it. "This is for you, Cole." He didn't like it, didn't do anything, just
Just
commented,
commented.
"This is for you, Cole."
Oh man.
It's like, of course, I had to like his comment. It's just too
That's
good.
hilarious.
And then everyone else who looks is like,
Yeah,
who the
they're gonna
heck
see
is
the stuff that
Cole?
I like and go, "What does Cole like?" And go, "Oh no!" Shit, that's gonna happen. Thank you, saying, man.
You know what? Twitter's a mess anyway, Cole. No
It's
one.
not as
no,
bad as
no one's
Reddit.
gonna judge you.
Oh yeah, that's true, but it's not as bad as Reddit.
Reddit's a
Yeah,
mess
the weirdest.
too. I
yeah,
can't even
it's-
navigate
It's even
Reddit.
weird that he didn't at you. Did he at you?
He didn't. No, that's
Oh,
what's
yeah.
crazy to me that I actually saw it. He
Yeah,
didn't even at
You
me.
just said your name and suddenly Twitter magically, I don't know what Cole he's talking about.
I know
I know
that
the
girl.
guy.
Cole Sprouse.
Cole.
No, wait.
I definitely know him.
Cole Sprouse. That's what you just.
What other famous Coles are out there?
The last name Cole is pretty popular.
Mm.
There's
Gary Cole from
Min.
Office Space.
Min.
Yeah.
Gary
Okay.
Cole Min.
Min. Gary Coleman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about Gary Cole from the actor from such great hits such as Office Space and
Such great. hits.
Talladega Nights.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah,
I
I'm
said,
gonna need
the
you
last name's
coming
pretty
in on
popular. You'll definitely meet a lot of people with
Saturday.
my name as a last name. Have you guys ever met people with your first name as a last name? Or am I the only one?
I can't.
I think you're the only one.
Nope.
Because I think all of us kind of have like, for the most part, first names.
I feel like Sky'd be the only other one.
Maybe.
Really? No, I feel like Zay is like Professor Xavier, like a last name Xavier. I think that's his
Mm.
first
That's his
name.
first
Yeah,
name.
that's his first
But I'm
name.
just saying,
No,
like,
no.
famous people
No.
with the last name
Professor
Xavier. might
Xavier's
be
name
think-
is Charles Xavier.
Boom. I win.
Oh, you're right. Okay, well, it's fictional, but that does
Yeah.
give it credibility. I will give it
I'm
that.
just saying, like, I feel like there's a lot of, maybe not a lot, but there's got to be somebody out there with.
Unless
let's just Google it. Let's just type in.
Well, I'm sure if you Google it, you'll find anybody with
Yeah.
anybody's last name.
unless
Oh,
he
you're just saying,
changed his
look
name.
someone up with
Yeah,
the
like
last
if
name
you actually have
Thane.
ever met them. I'm sure we'll find one.
There's got to be someone with last
If you
name
Google it,
Thane.
you'll find it. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about
Oh
it.
no. No, I don't think. I don't know Charles Xavier's backstory unless he changed his name.
Dane, you know what you should do?
But it's a fictional character.
Then you'll be
so
an
who cares?
alpha move if you went and
What?
found a girl with the last name of Thane, and then you married her, took her last name, dude.
That'd
That's
be
an
so
alpha
awkward.
move.
Then you can be
right
Thane
there.
Thane. That's
That's
how freaking
alpha,
proud of
dude.
your
That's
name you are.
super alpha.
Thane Thane.
That's the most alpha of alpha, dude.
Yeah, they're like, "What's your dad's name?" Oh, my dad's name's Thane Thane. That's his name.
Thane
Thane
Thane.
Thane. Thane Thane's his name.
Thane
That'd be
Thane.
so awkward.
Why?
Nah, that's.
You got Jessica Thane and Thane Thane.
And then you become a teacher's Mr. Thane.
The Thanes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Thane, you can become the Thane of Thaneland.
The Thane household.
Thane's the Thane of Thaneland, and his name's Thane Thane, the Thane of Thaneland.
It would be like, you know
I
how
feel it's gonna Thane like this for days.
let's say, you know how people get
Oh,
those
gosh.
like pictures on their wall. It says like their last name, but it's like in all these like weird abstract letters.
Yeah.
It's just gonna say Thane. Someone's gonna come out. It's like, man, you're really conceited. It's like, that's my last name.
Dude, that's my last name, bro.
It's like, but I know he has Thane. He's like, yeah, it's both.
Bro, it's my last
I took
name.
my
Bro.
wife's last name because I'm a soy boy.
No, because you're an alpha. In that situation, super alpha. Because it's your last. Because you love yourself so much.
I would-
You want
I
to
don't
mushroom
love
start
myself.
everything. You just
I don't love
Thane Thane.
myself like that.
I would argue that it's not just alpha, but it's meta. That's the meta move. In fact,
It hit him like 5 seconds later.
oh,
like,
he
"What?
he barely got that. Yeah, he got that. He got that on his forehead too.
Oh, no.
Was that from Chris last night? What did you say his name was?
I don't know, Dion or something. I don't know.
Devin?
Anyways, anyone see that Travis Scott concert in Fortnite?
Oh yeah, you know it's a bad it's a bad time when they transition to Fortnite. It's like, oh God, you know.
He looks at his topics. Make fun of Fortnite. Talk about Fortnite. I effing hate Fortnite. Fortnite.
I do not like that game, but I will admit those in-game events are
They're popping, bro.
pretty well put together.
That one
Did you see the concert thing?
Yeah, I did.
It was psychedelic. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
was trippy.
I still thought it was a dirt bike racer until I watched that video.
What?
Every time I
Travis
hear
Pastrana.
every time I hear Travis Scott, I think Travis Pastrana in my head. I put the names together.
There could be any different.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people named Travis. I don't know. Travis
When you,
is
Travis
okay, when you hear
Barker?
the word Travis
that's the other one I
Scott,
come up. He's a skateboarder, isn't he? What is he? Who's Travis? No. He's the drummer. He's a drummer in Blink-182.
Obviously, Coldest doesn't know.
I
much.
know.
I mean,
things.
he could be a skater. I'm sure Travis does skate. I'm
when
not
you,
gonna lie about
when
that
you hear
But I just know
He's
what you're
figured it
going
out
for.
though.
one. No, he's not known for skating. Absolutely not.
No,
when you hear the
How'd
word
I know he was
Travis
the
Scott,
drummer
just
for
think
Blink?
Sicko Mode. That song.
Wow.
Is there any other Travises that I should know about?
Travis Bickle.
You're
Travis-
Travis.
that's
I'm
the character.
Travis. He's
Um,
Travis. We're all Travis.
Travis Touchdown.
Oh yeah, that guy.
That's true. You could do there's Travis from I guess from Tiger King, but you don't know him.
Growing up, I did not know anybody named Travis. I think that's part of it. Typically,
I knew too.
I know a guy named Travis.
typically, I
Actually, I know several
associate,
Travises from my high school.
I associate people's names, and then
it's just
I keep
Travis.
that name
I know
in my
several
head
Travis.
Yeah.
all my life.
Okay.
Well, it
Um,
makes sense. Like, if you know somebody by the name of Dave, every time you hear the name Dave, you're going to think of the one guy you know, Dave. Even if you meet a new person or
Yes.
somebody says, oh, remember Dave Batista? And in your head, immediately you're going to
mean,
the Dave you
that's-
know.
That's how I remember names. There's a dude I used to work with. He quit the job a little bit ago. His name was just simply Justin. You know, it's a pretty average name. But for the life of me, I could never remember his name until one day I thought of a Justin, and not the Justin you would think like people that know me would have thought I would have thought of.
Bieber.
Not Noel. There's another one now. I didn't even think about that guy. Shoot.
Justin Timberlake?
No, well, it wasn't that guy. It was a guy. Two people I've known in my life named Justin. The one of them was actually a relatively close friend, and I did not think of him. But the other one, if I tell you guys his last name, you guys will know him.
I know who it is. He skates.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, okay.
He's my neighbor.
Yeah, so I thought of him, and I go, yo, there we go. There's my connection. Never forgot his name after that. Then he quit a week later.
That's different from you, Cole. I don't think like that.
I don't know
That's
why I
interesting.
do. I really
think like that.
don't. What's funny is like all three of you guys are the first ones of your guys' names that I've met. So every person after that I meet with your same names, you guys are the ones I default to. Sadly, Sky, you're the only one I've met with someone with your same name, and it was a girl. So I defaulted to you to help me remember her name.
That's
What'd
okay.
You say? What'd
That's
you say
an
to break
honor.
the ice? Hey, I have a guy friend named Sky.
Yeah, I was like,
you guys
oh.
should make out.
She was really pretty.
Hook me up, dude.
She had a boyfriend.
I can kill him.
This is gonna be
Whoa.
our
Kindness.
This is gonna be our version of a Craigslist ad. Sky is single and ready to eat Pringle.
Yeah, let's do here.
He said eat some Pringle
Here,
Prongle, right?
put on the old VHS, the
Yeah,
VHS
Prongle.
camera, and I'll do my little pitch. Ready?
Yeah, here we
He's
go.
okay with being
Here
a
we go.
cuck.
Let's
So-
slide over
Hold
VHS
on.
filter.
Thing, can you draw a porn stash on me real
Shoom.
quick? No, that's
Here,
good.
hold
That's- oh.
Oh, gross.
go.
That was lowbrow,
The
Thane.
Dirty Sanchez.
Thane, that was lowbrow. I didn't like that one.
Even for you, Thane, I thought you held yourself to higher
Thane,
respect.
I didn't think you'd be able to because it's nice and clean down there.
Oh.
Then the
Wait, what?
You know.
Then the
No.
comedy on this podcast is
But
we're usually
Dave-
a lot higher quality. That was
This
messed.
is
That was messed
weird.
up.
Because we want to shout out to our
Weird.
sponsor tonight, Bidet. Thank you, Bidet, for sponsoring this
Bidet.
episode of the RadKatz House
Yeah.
and Routine.
Thanks for
watch us-
keeping our beeholes clean.
Yeah, watch us as we use this bidet to clean Sky's face off.
Yeah. And you know what?
Spray the
The
crap
bidet
out of
actually doubles as a drinking fountain.
Dude.
If you're thirsty, get on your hands
Oh
and
my
knees
gosh!
and you can
If we ever get sponsored by a bidet company, that's what we're doing.
Drink it
we're
do it the wrong
we're
way.
using the bidet in every way that you're not supposed to. Spraying people's faces and like a water gun, and then like drinking out of like a drinking
You have to
fountain.
have it hooked up to stuff. Or you could prank somebody. Bidets are great for pranks. You want to prank someone, tell them to open up the toilet because you dropped their cell phone in it. As soon as they open it up, you turn that bad boy right on.
It's like you put it in your pocket, like you're like, oh look, there's a flower right here. Want to smell the flower? Psh, like a clown.
But you have to have the bidet hooked up
We'll
to your
figure it out,
water.
Sky. Don't worry.
Okay.
Bidets, thank you.
We'll just
for
have Thane.
sponsoring.
Thane just follows you around. He's just got like a powered, like a pressure washer thing.
You
So you're just hooked up to the
Yeah.
pressure washer and just crank that bad boy
Remember
on.
when I first used
Use-
a bidet? It
use
felt
code-
weird. I was like, ah.
use code bidet yourself at checkout for 10% off on.
No, we cannot tell that story.
Thane, no, listen, I
We
got
cannot tell that story.
Thane, I need to ask you a question.
On Community Day, guys, on next Community Day, ask what bidet yourself actually means.
No.
Listen, Thane.
Yes, do it,
Thane,
please.
I gotta ask you this before because I may or may not have put that in the newest Arc video that's gonna come out. It may already be out. I put that in there, and I was very vague about what you said, but I definitely said.
Tell my wiener is huge.
Yeah.
Wait, did you talk about it in Arc?
Yeah. Zay and I talked
Oh
about it.
my gosh.
That's when I told Zay was over Arc.
I didn't even know how I did it. I'm not gonna
Wait,
go into
yeah,
any more detail.
just
but-
avoid. You're kind of saying it without saying
Yeah.
it. We're just gonna avoid this.
Yeah,
Let's just
but you'll
skip
never
on
know.
by.
I'll put so many details, but I won't like make this.
We'll draw a picture. Don't worry, guys.
Yeah, we'll draw a picture of it.
Oh god.
But it's
Don't
gonna drive you
redeem a
crazy. It's
drawful
like,
thing. We'll
tell
draw
us what it means. Tell us what it means. And it's like, no.
What's funny is I was just trying to be coy about it,
Mm.
just like sneaking that in there like that, you know. But
Well, I felt like the best time to ask him is when we're recording a video, so if he like kills me or something, we've got it on
it's a good
camera.
point. Very good point.
So.
We got proof.
But then he
Content.
kills all of us, and then he burns the footage.
There's no
Very
proof.
true. We are the only ones in this house other than Skylar's brother.
There's no proof of
and he
me
can't hear anything.
in
He's
that
played
video.
Fortnite.
There's
Yeah.
no proof of me actually like killing you guys, but instead there's proof of what bidet yourself means. I get away scot free.
but everybody knows you as the guy
Yeah.
that bidet.
Wait, though, you wouldn't
No.
be able to
No,
cover
I
up
meant-
our deaths, though. We'd be dead still.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what happened. They're just in the living room. They were dead, and I had this blood all over me.
And the police
Alright.
officer looks at you. He's like, "Do you know what bidet yourself means?" And you just
Like,
start
nope.
crying.
Don't
You
know what
kill him
it
too.
means. There's
You
video
just
that-
shoot him in the head, pull his
video
gun
that
out of his
says
pocket,
otherwise.
pop.
You know what, Thane? I think when we get a bidet sponsor, we're gonna have to that's gonna be the thing is bidet yourself, but in an actual bidet sense. You're using bidet to bidet
Yeah.
yourself, and
Yeah.
not any other.
That'll definitely be our code. If we can choose our code, it's definitely gonna be bidet yourself.
Yeah, and we're not gonna do any of that organic weird ways of bideting yourself.
What do you mean?
Natural,
okay.
natural. That's a better
Natural
bidet,
ways, yeah.
okay.
Sorry.
Go to a spring and just put the butt up. Put your butt up next to the
Put your
spring.
butt up.
And then you just ram your
And it's
hand in
just-
there.
I got a question. Real quick, Thane, before we jump into it. So I feel like a lot of us have been camping. Well, all of us have been camping, obviously. We've already talked about camping stories. But what would you say is the weirdest, and this doesn't have to be camping, but what's the weirdest thing you've ever wiped your bee cheeks with?
Probably just leaves. I mean, I really haven't done weird things.
The only thing I ever wiped it with is toilet paper.
Really, ever?
Even out camping?
Yeah. When I was younger, I think I told the poop towel story.
Yeah,
Oh,
you told
yeah,
them.
Yeah, that's probably one. I was a dumb kid back then.
In all honesty,
Disgusting. Are you a
It is-
smart kid now?
it's disgusting, but that'd be the way to do it. You never have to buy
Yeah.
toilet paper. Just clean it off, wash it off.
I think
Yeah.
that's what people do, though. There's people in other countries that do that. They just
know-
have a poop towel.
yeah,
I can't.
disgusting, but
But it's not your sister's nice
That's
bathing
true.
towel.
They don't
Point.
go be it on the sink.
No, it was like
Gosh.
it's just a towel on the on the counter, and I,
ooh,
Wait,
toilet
wait, were you
paper.
out of toilet paper?
yeah.
What if he wasn't? He's just like, that looks nice. I want to feel this.
So I've got two things, and I'm ashamed of one of them. The other one, whatever. So there's one time we were out of toilet paper, completely out, and I'm in the bathroom. I'm like, dang, dude. And I was probably like 7 or 8. Grabbed the toilet paper roll and I used that.
Oh, everyone's done that.
Okay.
Everyone's done that one.
All right, then I take it back. The other one is...
The trick with that one is you don't actually rip it apart. You use it as like a scraper.
That's fun.
I'm just kidding. I don't know about that. I've
never
only had to
done
use it
that.
like once. I've
Yeah.
never scraped it though.
So, and then the other one I have is when I was camping. I was like out in the middle of nowhere taking a dump, and all I had around me was grass. So I just picked handfuls of grass.
I think you told this
and
one.
I tried to use that. It doesn't work at all.
No.
It gets all over your hand.
It just falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's faulty. Don't do it.
Mm.
I think I don't know. Like one of my biggest fears when I'm doing that is like if I'm gonna grab a leaf that's poison ivy or something like that, just rub it right in my bum.
That's funny. That'd be funny.
I hate that so much.
What about you, Zay?
Leaves, socks. That's about it.
Socks are
done-
probably the way to go.
I've
let's be
never done
honest.
socks. Yeah, when you
Yeah.
MacGyvered yourself, I felt like that was pretty ingenuitive.
Just my shirt, yeah.
You
But
kinda
I
have
mean,
to do
like,
it.
I wasn't gonna cut up I wasn't gonna use my sock. I was wearing boots. I'm not gonna wear freaking barefoot in those boots all day.
Oh, I know. I don't blame you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think a shirt's another way to go too. So
Another way is just pooping in a large body of water and then you don't wipe.
Yeah, you just let
That's-
the
Okay,
let the water
so-
wash it off.
Yeah.
I've never done this before, but it's a really nasty dream I've always had is just to go underwater and see what it's like to poop completely submerged in water.
You want to go under when you do it?
Well, I don't want to. I don't care if my head's under. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
Just like the whole bottom half of me is underwater.
it's a weird.
it's
It's a
not
weird.
weird.
Because you
feeling.
don't have to clean off, do you? It's just the smoothest transaction you've ever had.
Well, it depends on what you're dealing with. Because
You
it
just gotta
could
be-
get on you.
Be careful it doesn't
Oh,
slide
yeah.
up your back.
Yeah,
because
because if there's no current and like nothing's moving the water, it can get on you.
So I will say when you do it though, if there's like no current, I haven't done this a lot, but I've definitely done it before. Is when I pooped in water, like I'll just you kind of have to. You
That's
don't
what I
want
was
to get it on
thinking.
yourself.
That's what I was thinking you would do. It's kind of like put your legs up and kind of go on your back a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely I don't
It
know.
depends because I've kind of like done like a side angle thing. You could even
Side
go
might
like
work.
on your stomach even. I don't know, just so there's like
Interesting.
less.
Because it'll float up.
It'll go straight up instead of like having like that weird thing where it has to come up and then it's gonna
Rub
touch
your
your
back.
leg or something.
Then you have a snowball fight.
Oh, it's a mud ball fight.
Yeah,
Mud log fight. It's Tootsie Rolls, baby.
gross.
Oh yeah.
The biggest
Gross.
Tootsie Roll you've ever seen.
It's a Baby Ruth bar.
Ugh.
Well, guys, welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to
Yeah.
the
Episode-
start of the podcast.
Episode 17. Let's see what our time is. Yep, 20 minutes of talking about nothing. We're good at
We
it.
should do 40. We're getting better.
I was
Getting
kind of
better.
hoping for it.
Oh, you were hoping for
Yeah.
the 20 minutes of nothing?
Yeah,
They love
Because they
nothing.
didn't have any backups, guy.
yeah. I didn't.
What do you think of that?
Hey, shout out to Mike. Mike said he really enjoyed the last episode of the podcast.
I know,
I
right? What a good
backup.
guy.
Appreciate it, Mike.
I have backups. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm
I didn't
fine.
know if he did or not. I just wanted to see what Sky would do.
Then what's your backup generator? What do you got?
Gas.
Oh gosh.
I didn't see what he did. I don't want to know.
He just started a chainsaw,
No.
I think.
It's
Or
a
a
Oh,
chainsaw
that's
to
it?
kill someone. Yeah.
I thought it was
There-
something
no,
else.
Is it a generator?
You charge backup generators by pulling it.
Yeah, it's true. It's a gas-powered
Yeah.
gen.
Yeah. But no, I got a subject.
Dave is host today.
Why are you saying it
My
like that?
Talking
today's
host
host
Dave.
is me, and today I want to talk about video game remakes and
Now, jazz hands.
remasters.
Do jazz hands. Yeah. There we go.
And I have a multi-layered questions, and I would like to ask, what are your opinions on video game?
Wait. Can I have a question about your questions?
Yeah.
I mean, I got
Will-
another question after that. Question.
Will we get the bad ending if we choose the wrong questions and the wrong answers? Like, will we like follow down the question tree and get the bad ending?
See, I don't really like
It'll
good
end with
endings or
Fortnite
bad
Travis
endings.
Scott. That's a bad ending.
No, what you get is that
So we
That's
got
the
that
bad
already.
ending. You talk about
we got that
Fortnite.
each ending you get is neither good nor bad. There's both good and bad to it. You're just gonna have to live with your consequences.
Okay.
So you see, the original Deus Ex, you had 3 choices at the end.
Which
And-
pill you were gonna take?
Yeah, and none of them were either good nor bad. One of the choices, remember, is like you shut down the internet to save, like you shut down all the internet to save the world, but nobody's connected to the net anymore. And then like another one where you have the Illuminati take control, to like make the world better, but the Illuminati's in control, so nobody really has any free will.
So it's national treasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if Illuminati's already in charge?
Can we just be like a part of the Freemasons? Yeah, and then we
Yeah.
can get some special treasure, like underneath George Washington's house or something.
Thane.
Uh,
I heard he's got lots
What?
of gold.
Thane. So kind of circling back to Cole's
Thanks, Nick
question.
Cage.
So anything we choose, there's no good or bad ending. Is what you're saying?
yeah. Yeah.
What about
So we can't get the
you
death
gonna
record.
whisper in our ears though?
Yes.
I will
I-
remember that.
Either yeah.
People will remember that.
Either
Is something gonna pop up on our HUD that says you've made a
We
choice?
basically made the wrong choice, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So I'm gonna pop on the hood. So
Either-
your future children are gonna remember that.
Is it gonna say like? I was gonna say like, Cole should think a lot about this decision he's gonna make, and I just say, I want to be your friend.
Hmm. So the endings are either your girlfriend dies or your dog dies, and you don't have an ending where you can save both.
Sorry, that
Yeah.
dog's dying.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
I'm grabbing that dog and I'm drowning it.
Whoa.
What the heck?
What's that from? What is that from?
It's from a comedy sketch. Did I tell you guys about
I
this
watched that.
already?
What was it?
I don't know. I think it's Tom
It's
Segura.
Jason
I'm
Peele.
pretty sure we watched that together.
Well,
It was-
no,
it was Jordan
just like
Peele.
a pre-roll on Netflix.
It was key lime
And it was
pie.
this guy talking about, he's like, I love my dog, and I love dogs. But if my dog bites my kid, I'm drowning that dog.
Oh yeah.
I was laughing
I was
so
gonna say I
hard.
remember seeing that somewhere.
Why drown it? That's like really inhumane.
It was a comedian.
Was
I
it-
understand,
was it
but
Joe
like,
It's a
Rogan?
joke.
if you're
Cole.
gonna
Joe
do it,
Rogan.
why would that's not the way to go?
I think he's not gonna do it that way. It was just to add effect. Like I'm gonna take it out back and shoot it. Come on, gotta make it
It's-
better.
That works.
That's the
That's
part
what I
about
would
the
do.
storytelling. That's the
Yeah.
part about the
I'm not
storytelling.
a storyteller.
I'm gonna
a
drown it
truth
and make it go to
getter.
Six Flags. That's what you gotta do.
I hate when
Right.
socks get these
Don't you
little
mean the
strands,
farm?
and as you pull,
Huh?
it
The
slowly
farm?
unravels your socks.
Not Six Flags. Don't you mean the farm? It's going to the farm
The farm.
because it's dying. You're sending the dog to your farm so your kids don't know it's dead.
Yeah. Well, you
Do you
tell
not
the
get
kids. You
that?
tell the kids. I took the dog to
Yeah,
Six
that's
Flags
what
and
I-
I lost it.
Or you just say,
Oh.
have you seen the show
That's
Old
kind of what I
Yeller?
meant.
I was
They're
thinking like,
no,
oh,
I haven't seen Old
the
Yeller.
farmer needed help on the farm, so I sent the dog over there because
And it's gone now.
it's gone
oh,
now.
okay, kind of
Mhm.
similar. Okay.
Have you not
I
heard that
don't
one?
remember. Mm-mm.
That's like the go-to one.
No, I've never heard that.
Really? Okay.
I sent the dog. No.
you guys heard the dog goes to the farm when
yeah.
it dies?
Yeah.
I have not heard that.
Oh, it
Okay.
didn't die.
But I-
Just the farm.
I will
upstate.
say,
The
like,
farmer needed it.
like, let it be told, I think Zay's lived through the most dog deaths of all of us
Yeah.
combined.
How many dogs have died in your life?
Probably 3 or 4. At least
I've had
at
like
least
3 or 4 as well.
Yeah, at least
Yeah.
Oh,
4.
okay.
I've had a lot of dog dies.
Like your
Ma-
dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like
I had
yeah,
a dog
recently
who
within the last
died.
5 years. I've had 3.
Oh, I haven't
Oof.
had recently.
Yeah.
We haven't had a dog since our favorite little dog died.
Mm.
I remember that day.
It'll
Just got
do
back
it.
home
That'll
from
do
playing
it.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
It'll make you not want to ever have a dog again.
Cried the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dog. I had one dog. My whole family had one dog, and well, at least when I was like born. Anyways, he got hit by a truck,
Oh,
and I was sad.
Oof. Yeah, my dog's still kicking. I think she's 11. However old Slade is, that's how old she is.
She got to be like 11, 12.
Yeah, she's
Wow.
probably gonna die soon.
And I remember
Within
I
another
was
year or
Still
two.
a good life. That's a long life.
Yeah.
I was coming back from like a scouting thing, and it's like, yeah, he got hit by a truck. He's dead. And so then I see his body laying under a tree, and I was kind of sad. It's like, okay, goodbye, Sparky.
Okay.
Name was Sparky.
I don't want to dwell on this
His
dog
name really
death.
was Sparky.
Yeah.
I don't want to dwell on the dog deaths a little bit longer than we already have to,
Right,
but I have
so-
one question about it.
What?
Have you guys ever witnessed your dog dying? Like you actually saw it die the moment
Nope.
it died?
Nope.
Susie.
Oh.
Did she get hit by
I was
something?
riding a bike with my brother, and we had to like jump on Susie. I think it was like Susie 2, I think, or Sally, whatever. We had to jump on it every time there's a car coming by because it would chase the car. Slade wasn't fast enough to jump on the car, and I was too slow, so I wasn't anywhere near the dog. And I watched the dog from a distance just boom right into the back of the tire. I can remember it very well.
Was it the front
It was the back. It was like
back
the
tire?
like the side of the back tire.
Oh.
I don't know what the heck. Why would a dog
That's
just
so
sprint?
weird,
Hit
too.
the- So
Yeah.
it did get run over. It just smashed it.
It smashed into it and it went flying off and died.
Goodness.
I don't know why I thought it could hit it. Maybe it was trying to bite it or something.
You know, that's
if it
funny
did try to bite, it's
'cause-
gonna get hurt either
Yeah.
way.
That's
Ugh.
funny because most dogs I see chase cars, they like stay a good distance, and you think it's gonna hit it, but like it just kind of that dog just ran right under.
Oh yeah, I watched it, dude. I was like, oh no.
How dumb is that?
Why
Was that
Susie
dog? No
Ruined
offense.
the whole day.
Ugh.
It was sad. I was
Yeah.
like 9, 10 maybe.
Was Slade
Oh.
pissed?
How
He
old
was
was
pretty
the
mad.
dog?
He was pretty mad that he wasn't able to catch it, and he was really sad too. Maybe we both went home crying.
Yeah.
How old was she?
Did the
I
person
don't know.
stop?
No.
Yeah, well, the person was actually going to our house,
Oh gosh.
and then they took us home.
Jeez.
My mom was having like a party or something like that. It was one of the guests.
Oh.
I
And
wouldn't
they-
go to
they
the
just-
party. I'd drop him off, be like, listen, I'm sorry, I gotta go home. I killed your dog.
Yeah.
Here's $100. Bye. What else do you do? Like, what do you do?
I don't know if she
There's
stayed or
nothing
not.
you
I
can
assume she
do.
did.
I don't think there's anything you can do at that point.
Yeah.
Well, on that
Oh.
sour note, sorry about that.
So
Yeah,
remakes,
anyways.
Thane. Can't
Video
remake
game-
dogs, but you can
Yeah.
remake video
Can't
games.
Yeah.
remake a dog's love.
So what are your opinions on remakes and I guess remasters too, and what are some of your favorites if you have any?
I like them.
Okay.
What do you want?
On the
I think
like
they're good.
like
Are they
like,
worth it? Is that what you're
maybe
saying?
like what do you want in a remake? Let me say, what do you want in a remake? What do you want from the original compared to the remake?
You know what's
To-
funny, Thane? Is I just actually watched a video of a guy talking specifically about the Ocarina of Time remake
Mm-hmm.
on the 3DS.
Yeah.
And he talked about just this exact point. One thing he pointed out was he said that remaking a game like Ocarina of Time is a very, very hard thing to do because it's so well renowned. Like everybody loves Ocarina of
Yeah.
Time. And so he said the biggest thing is they want to make the game better, obviously
Mhm.
make the graphics better, make the gameplay better and make it flow better, but by making it better, they also want to try not to like screw everything up. You know what I mean? Because you're playing with death right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got a lot of power in your hands with a game
Yeah.
like that specifically. With other games, like I don't know. I mean, I think the Resident Evil 2 remake was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I still think the Resident Evil 3 remake's cool too. But
You've never played it, so
well, I mean, I've never played the original Resident Evil 3 either.
I would say depending on the game is
Yeah.
what I would want from it.
Depending on the
Because
game.
if it's a Zelda remake, I essentially just want it to be HD graphics with the modern mechanics. So essentially what Wind Waker HD was. Because that was like a remake from the ground up. I mean, they had to basically remake the entire thing, but it played exactly like the GameCube game. Looked phenomenally better. The music was remade as well. And they streamlined some of the tedious stuff. Another example, this one's not out yet, but Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, that's shaping up to be, in my opinion, probably a really great example of a remake.
it
Just-
looks more like a remaster, I'd say.
No, that's
because
a
it's-
remake. They had to remake it
Really?
from the ground up, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With a new engine and everything?
It's the Xenoblade 2
Oh.
engine.
Oh,
It's the they reverted it back to the
Hmm.
combat of the first one, but
okay.
it's still the Xenoblade 2 engine.
So, what I'm looking for in a remake is that you take the original, and depending on what you're doing with it, if you're trying to put it in a like let's say Final Fantasy VII that just came out recently, they took turn-based and turned into action, which is more what the more modern Final Fantasy
Yeah.
is, like 15, 14. What I'm looking for is like good combat. Like you want combat to translate over like from turn-based to action, but like make it feel solid and like have elements from the original, like the limit breaks and like kind of the limit break was the unique thing, but like make sure it does well in a action setting.
And as someone who's played basically about the same
Mhm.
amount of both of the
Yeah.
original Final Fantasy VII and the remake, I would say they did a phenomenal job with it. The combat's very different, of course, but you can still have little glimpses of the
Yeah.
turn-based stuff because you have options to like select like abilities, and when you're selecting these abilities, time basically freezes while you're selecting these
Yeah.
abilities. So you have the option to select abilities, and that feels like a turn-based combat almost. It's really cool.
Yeah, also with Final Fantasy VII, a lot of people think that the it kind of drags with the because they're kind of like really expanding it, and that's what I also want to remake is to, like expand. Like maybe there was a big plot hole in the original, fix that up a bit, you know. But like I think that it's some people's opinions like, oh, they're just milking it. It's like, oh, they just want to like expand upon it, play around with it, have a little fun. I think Resident Evil 2, like they're like the original Resident Evil 2, like it's probably really bad to play. Tank controls, aiming, basically mostly the controls. So when it comes to Resident Evil 2, it's like, all right, we got the third person aiming like Resident Evil 4 and the other ones, but we gotta make the pacing just right. And I think they did a really good job with the pacing for the modern ones, kind of like how Resident Evil 2 was like the standard for like that type of the survival horror genre back then. They made Resident Evil 2 the new standard, and that's what I want to see in a remake. Resident Evil 3, on their hand, they kind of took what Resident Evil 2 made and tried to replicate it, but it's like it's shorter and the pacing isn't as good. Like that hospital segment, I was running around for way too long because like there wasn't as clear of like where to go because it was just too big and there was too many too many narrow hallways. I don't think I ever had a problem with that in Resident Evil 2, by the way. And I guess like example of a remake that didn't really do that well, like I don't know, like I haven't really played. Does anyone have any like an idea of like any remakes they played that's like this is really bad? Like I can't think of one off the top of my head right now.
So Majora's Mask 3D, in all reality, it's better than the N64 version. I can't remember what it was, but there was something they did to it that I didn't like. I know one of the things they changed something with the bosses as well, and I didn't like that.
They felt easier. They feel
it was easier. The music or something wasn't the same or something. I don't know. There were some things they changed with that.
I've seen a video on that like was recommended every time. It's like, okay, I'll watch this video, and I watched it. It was a pretty good video, and I saw it as like, oh yeah, that's like the jumps with the
Adalua.
Yeah,
the boss, Adwala.
No, the jumps with the Deku, like they were shorter.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can see that. So I don't know, like it's interesting because those two almost stand by themselves. Like, sure, it's the same game, you do the same stuff, but they almost feel like separate games. Like, not one of them's better than the other. That's like in my opinion, like not a great remake because it didn't do what the original did better. It basically just added new things into those new things better, and the original stuff good, and some of the new stuff was bad. You know?
One example I can now think of actually, since there is a remake in the same series coming out. So Trials of Mana is getting a remake. It's an old Super Nintendo game that didn't come out to America, but now the remake is coming out everywhere, and the original version just got a American or worldwide release recently, and they remade it from like 2D combat to like 3D environments, and I played the demo. It's all right. It feels a little aged though, but the remake of Secret of Mana, that they just took the original and just gave it a 3D coat. They didn't really change anything about it, and that's what I don't want in a remake. Is make a graphic update.
I like that with some things. With something like that, that's almost like.
But here's the thing. Secret of Mana, like its pacing and like its balance is aged.
Oh.
So when you play it in a new game, thinking new improvements, and you get the old broken game that is like hasn't aged too well, you're like, this is a waste. They just copied the code and made new 3D, and also the graphics don't look that good. Like when you see like from a distance, they look fine, but then you zoom up, it's like, oh, that looks lazy. And that's what you shouldn't do in a remake.
Well, if they did it with Chrono Trigger, I'd like that, I think.
Okay.
If they remade Chrono Trigger in a way like that, I think it'd be good.
Okay. But that really depends. That depends on like the audience, because a lot of people won't like that, and
That's
like
true.
Cole, some people would like that. But like what I don't want them to do a remake is just like copy and paste, like, oh, we're giving a new perspective, but the pacing's all the same. sometimes they can make a game worse if you just copy the same game but just give it a new graphical sheen to it. I want, like, when it's a remake, I want improvements. I don't want the same game. And it's like, when you look at a classic game, like, and then remake it, that's like the team's ambition to remake a game and make it good. That's what I like. And does anyone else have any, like,
Well, is there like any
opinions?
remakes specifically that you're like worried about that are coming out?
I don't know of any remakes that are coming out right now. I can't think of any. I'd have to look it up.
See, and I don't really have much to say on
Yeah.
the subject, just because I haven't played that many remakes. Like, in all reality, I don't
Um,
know if I could even say I played one. I played a
Yeah.
little bit of Resident Evil 2 remake, but like none of the Halos were remade, right? They were all just remastered.
Yeah.
Crash.
Crash.
I've never
well,
played the
that's
Crash remake yet. I've
Yeah.
only played the originals.
the
Didn't we the reboot we played? Did we not? Is that not the reboot?
That was
no. We
the
played
original.
the PS1
Yeah.
versions.
Oh, I
Um,
thought it was remastered.
I think the Crash remakes are kind of like, I think they're like examples of, like, they just took the old game and gave it a new graphical sheen, but I think they've added new tweaks to it that make it more like fair. Like, I think in the original Crash Bandicoot, the save, like, when you saved, it'd only be like if you beat a bonus level or completed an entire section. Now it saves after beat every level, and that's nice.
Well, I got a question for you guys. I know we're talking about remakes specifically, but if you guys had the choice between a remake and a brand new game, let's say like
a reboot?
let's do Xenoblade Chronicles, for example, because that's one of your favorites. Instead of getting like a number one remake, would you rather have a number one remake or a brand new game to see what they do?
I'd
a
always.
remake of one.
Really?
Yep.
No,
Why?
really?
What's the reason behind?
Because I like the game and it's very outdated, and I would like it to look better.
I see.
Okay.
I hold Xenoblade 1 as like one of the greatest looking games of all time, and it doesn't look that good because it's on the Wii. You know,
see.
it would be
Yeah.
far better if it had HD graphics, which is what we're getting, which is phenomenal. Plus, I am very weird. I like to go back to the same things more than
Yeah.
once, like, and I just like what I like. I don't really like to deviate too often.
I see.
So
what about you, Thane?
Elaborate on this question, like a new game, if it's a reboot, like they taking the old franchise and like just starting from scratch, but like taking the first game and taking elements from it and like making new start, I think I'd rather prefer that.
Over a remake?
Yeah. Like I'd rather prefer like a reboot over a remake, because it's like a new thing they're trying.
So like Okami,
Yeah.
what if they did a reboot or a remake of Okami? Which one would you like better, you think?
I think, like, now you got me there.
Well, see, and I think this all goes.
You
think-
really got me, girl.
I think if it's gonna be rebooted, I kind of want to see where they're going with it, and if I like, it depends on if you like what you see. Like, if they announce saying they're rebooting Okami, it's like, oh, that sounds interesting, and then I see the preview, I'm like, I don't like this.
Well, I
That's
think
the
it's
problem.
I think it's like
But that's the same
definitely
with the
definitely
remakes.
based on like what game it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for me, if they never remade Ocarina of Time, I would have been okay with it, just because we've gotten so many great Zelda
Mhm.
games after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like for now, even if they were like, oh, do you guys want us to remake Ocarina of Time for the Switch opposed to a new game? I don't know, man. That'd be really hard, because I love Ocarina of Time and it's one of my favorite games. But getting like Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild 2 over an Ocarina of Time remake, I think I would definitely take the Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild 2. Just because
Yeah.
I know what Ocarina is, and even if they were to remake it and make it really awesome, like, I've already played it. I know what it is. I know the story. And I definitely crave
Yeah.
new things, you know what I mean? I think I'm the opposite of Cole, as in, I don't go back to things very often, but when I do, it's because I really, really like it.
So, yeah. So on another game that I've played this remake is Metroid Zero Mission. The original Metroid is like NES hard, and like you don't know where you're going. You have to literally like map it out unless you look up a map online. And also Nintendo Power back in the day was like essential if you almost wanted to beat that game. It's like Nintendo Power has a Metroid map in it. It's like, Mom, I want to get it. But now you can look all that stuff online, but back then it was a
There's a
struggle.
little concern thing.
Now back then it was a struggle.
Are you talking to your sugar
Yeah.
mama thing?
Mom, I want
But
Nintendo.
what about you,
Mom.
Zay? Would you prefer like
chicken nuggies?
would
What
you
is it? Tendies.
I was-
Tendies, my tendies.
Oh, I'm sorry. They didn't
Honey
answer.
mussy.
Sorry, Zay. Do you have? Can you answer the question?
Yeah, what
that
about you,
we-
Zay? Would you prefer a remake over a
Sequel slash reboot?
Yes.
Let's take like GTA 3.
It's kind of the same thing. I'd want to depends on the game. GTA, I want a new one.
Yeah.
You just want a
Okay,
new
well,
one
I
instead of a
got
remake?
one.
That
So
really
let's do like
does.
GTA 6 versus a remake of like GTA 3 or San Andreas.
Yeah, what's your favorite? Like, is it San Andreas? Is it
In
everything?
in that sense with GTA, I want a new one, and then I'll take reboots.
Well,
I'll buy
yeah.
all the reboots.
So no,
but-
this is essentially what I imagine they
mean,
would be.
remakes,
If they did San Andreas, they'd remake it and it'd almost play exactly like 5, but it'd still be the story of San Andreas.
that'd be cool to see.
Would you rather have that or
I'd
6?
love to see. I'd rather have 6.
Gotcha.
Depends on the
now that I
series.
think
Yeah,
about it,
that's fair.
now that I
yeah.
think about it, if it's the original creator and they know what they're doing, I'll have faith. Like if it's a sequel, I do want a sequel just to see something new to surprise me over a remake. But if it's the original developers and they know what they're doing, I can have faith in it. But yeah, I'd always want to, like, if it was given the options, like, you guys want a reboot? I mean, a remake or a sequel? I'll take a sequel because it's new. It's
I'm
something
taking a
new.
sequel too. Like I can't even think of one of my old favorite games that I would like
Yeah.
love for them to remake. Like, yeah, it'd be cool, but like Gauntlet, for example, one of my favorite series. I love Gauntlet, but I would take a brand new game over a remake of one of my favorites. You know what I mean? Because like I said, that's my biggest thing is I like new stories. I want to read and play and experience new stories as opposed to reliving old ones. Which reliving them's still cool. Like, don't get me wrong. I guess that's just my opinion. I definitely like new things.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm just like, yeah, I'll buy the same thing 5 times if you make it 5 different times. I mean, look at Pokemon for example. We got Red, Blue, and Yellow. That's basically the same game.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Fire Red and Leaf Green. It's basically the same game. Now you got Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It's basically the same game. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times I bought the same game, for example. Like that's a lot.
I mean, to each their own. Like
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've got tons of copies of the same game, but I guess it's nothing to that extent. Like I don't even think I own any remakes of any games. Like I can't even think of one that I own.
Oh, Bioshock. I guess it's a remastered. I don't know. Never mind then.
Yeah, I don't think there's any remakes I own. I definitely want to buy some. Like, one of the remakes I do want to play is I want to go back through and play Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. And I would love to play Wind Waker. I've never actually beat that game, but that's definitely one I want to get to.
When you brought up Ocarina of Time specifically, I feel like it would far benefit for a remake than not. Just because I feel like even like Mario 64 though, like all those N64 games, like the reason why they were good back then was because we really didn't know anything else.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's why I feel like they'd highly benefit from a remake. I mean, you could keep them relatively the same, just like smooth out the textures, make them look nice, and then, like I said, updated graphics, updated.
Well, one thing I've thought
not
about
graphics,
too is
updated
like,
combat
what
stuff.
if they did Ocarina of Time? It like what Breath of the Wild is, but they Ocarina of Timeified it, or the Ocarina of Time.
That's
Breath
essentially
of the
what I
Wild.
was saying with
Yeah.
GTA Vice City
Yeah,
and in a GTA 5 kind of world.
Yeah, and I totally agree. Like, I definitely think it would benefit from that. But when going to, like, would I prefer that over a brand new game? Probably not. Just because, I don't know. Like I said, I've played Ocarina of Time tons.
Yeah.
So many times I've played it. I love the game to death. But, like, for me to say that Ocarina of Time is a better game than Breath of the Wild, I don't think I could say that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Oh,
like-
I agree with that, too.
Like, I know a
Yeah.
lot of people who are like, what do you mean? Why are you saying that it's better? Breath of the Wild is a phenomenal game. It plays way better, looks better. Like, everything
Yes.
about it is better than Ocarina of Time. Like, if you took away nostalgia from Ocarina of Time, don't get me wrong, it's a great game for when it came out. But, like, compare that now to Breath of the Wild. Like, there's no comparison. You know what I mean? Obviously,
Yeah.
there's a 20-year gap, but still.
It's
And the
aged.
Breath of the Wild's on the Switch.
Exactly.
carry it
Ooh.
around
Old
with you.
games. Old games
Yeah.
are poop. They age, and it smells like poop now. It used to be roses, but
But
now they're
the
poo.
thing is with Ocarina of Time is you could still go back and play it and have fun. Like, it's still a working game. But it's just, I don't think you can't compare old games to newer ones. And that's why, like, I agree with you. I think it would benefit from a remake. It would be wicked awesome.
I haven't played it. I've only played in this series. I plan on playing all of them, but I've only played the first one all the way through. But I feel like I probably would enjoy God of War, the original hack and slash, over the new one. That's just me. And
Yeah, I
maybe
mean, that's how I
maybe
am
when I
too.
see it, maybe when I play it, maybe I'll be wrong. But Mark, but I'd probably be like, man, this like I want the frenetic
But
action of the original.
The new
games.
one's not a remake; it's a reboot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but that's how, like the argument of I'm standing on the argument Breath of the Wild, Ocarina of Time. Like sometimes there are older games that I'd rather go back to
I see.
because of new
I
coding.
see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, yeah. And about Metroid, because Sky kind of interrupted me.
Yes, Guy G's.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I only interrupted Thane because he interrupted Zay.
And I only interrupted you guys because I felt like it.
Bastard.
You never even. But
Oh, Cole, you
they
must-
never even started.
It's an interruption
Sorry.
triangle.
Cole, you're just one of
But
them
they never
third-party
even
controllers.
started
aren't you?
this question. You.
Huh? Sky, what?
You're just one of those third-party controllers.
Oh man, I'm a Mad Cat.
No, I'm
I'm a
talking about how
Cat.
how
That's the
Metroid.
third party of Radkatz.
Yeah.
Mad Cats. It's
Oh, you're
hilarious.
Yeah.
what's it called? What's the other one called?
Logitech?
Yeah, Logitech.
Well, Logitech, I guess it technically is third party.
yeah.
Or there's the other one, the Flight. Is that what it's called, Flight? Or
I don't know.
I'd have to look at my
I
controllers
only had Mad
upstairs.
Cat stuff.
Sorry, go ahead, Thane.
No,
Metroid?
Nyko.
Yeah. I feel like I'm not in control.
Then you're never in
Yeah.
control. Let's
Pelican.
face
Is
it.
it Pelican?
Yeah.
Pelican's one.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's Pelican, not Flight. Sorry, go ahead.
I gotta slap someone. Anyways,
Slap yourself, Thane.
Thane says, "Let me talk."
We learned it from you, Thane.
Metroid Zero Mission is probably one of my favorite remakes because it takes the original and streamlines it, but still gives the same challenge from the original. And now it has a map just like in Super Metroid. It takes all its sequels, improvements, and makes it and remakes it so it feels like a more modern game. That's what I was trying to get my point to. I'm sorry. Because I was saying that Metroid had no map, no saves. You had to use passwords. And then it's like, take all the improvements from the sequels, remake Metroid, and you have Zero Mission. And that's like my when I look at good remakes, that's like my ideal look of a remake is Zero Mission.
That's the standard.
Yeah.
I think from now
And
on.
Resident Evil 2, and also now Resident Evil 2 is the modern standard.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, I'd look to Resi 2.
No
and
more
Final
ink
Fantasy.
ribbons.
Final Fantasy now. Those two
There's
games.
no ink ribbons. Like back when Cole, I know you had that argument in the Resident Evil 3 playthrough when there were like fixed save points. Resident Evil 2, the original, you had limited save opportunities because you had to use ink ribbons to save.
My whole argument with that is just
Yeah.
it's an outdated game concept, but in a remake it makes sense because
Yeah.
they're trying to
Yeah.
replicate it.
But you
That's
would
fair.
hate
That's
ink
fine.
ribbons, which is why I'm glad they got rid of them. But they did add them for like the harder difficulty.
I bet
Yeah.
that was probably because they didn't have a lot of
Mm.
save space.
Yeah.
That's my guess. I mean, there's only 8 megabytes on those cards.
That's
I believe.
true. Also, because of like they didn't compress it well, Resident Evil 2 could have fit all onto one disc. That was a story. That's a story that came out. It's like, oof. Well, that sucks. Anyways, yeah. So, I guess that ends the question of like, what do you want from a remake?
Did we get the good ending?
You got the. You got the
We got
saved
the mediocre
children. You
remake.
saved the children, but
They didn't die
But
though.
what? But
so
what? Thane? But what? They're emotionally scarred.
yeah, but they'll become.
They
but
saw their
they'll-
parents die.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
so we
saw
don't
their
have enough
parents
space
die.
in our house, so we're gonna have to put some of them up for an orphanage.
Yeah, put some. You have to send some of them to the child soldier army,
Or send some to the farm.
and that's where the
Good
sequel
job,
kicks
Zay.
in.
You
Is that
did
how you
it.
use it?
Yeah.
That's how. Yeah, that's how it would be.
And
Yeah,
that's where
good job.
That's where the sequel kicks in. We have to play as one of the children in the army, and you have to watch some
And
of your
like
friends
you're
die.
you're the children, you're the farm, and you murdered your wife and you're trying to
Mm.
hide her body or something.
Yeah.
You're also a farmer.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Remember that
The
thing?
evil farming game. Yeah.
Wait, was that? Were you guys talking about that?
That was a long time ago on the
Yeah,
podcast.
Reddit.
Yeah,
That-
okay.
that-
I was like,
that-
I
heard that somewhere, but that was here.
Yeah, that was like,
Unfortunately,
5
that's
years ago,
dead
maybe?
now. I don't think there's any resolution.
Yeah, they
It's
didn't
kinda
find it.
Those
yeah,
guys
it
are still
kinda
talking to
sucks.
each other.
No,
Like,
they
hey,
gave
you want to
up.
get some coffee?
Yeah, they gave up.
yeah, they
It's sad.
just bought one
Sucks.
buds now from it.
I kind of want to see the resolution of that, but maybe we'll have to remake it.
No.
No.
That's how you end the podcast. Well, thanks, guys.
That was
No,
fun. Thanks,
okay,
Zane.
so yeah, I talked about what you want remakes / what's your favorite remakes, all that stuff, and now I want to ask you what remakes / remasters you want. You can even say, I want this as a remake, I want this as a remaster. And heck, you could say, hey, there's this game I want re-released, just re-released, nothing else. Those 3 things. And you can say one or the other, but what do you want? What do you want as a remake? What do you want as a remaster? What do you want as a re-release? And I will go first. And
Will you explain, just so I know like what I'm gonna say?
He'll do it as he
Alright.
tells it, I'm sure.
so remake. So
Say,
remake.
just say GTA
Yeah.
3, 4, San Andreas 2. You'll be okay.
I don't know what to say.
All right.
So is it a
let me
remake
spec-
just or a rematch? I don't know.
Yeah.
See, just go.
Well, just okay. Thane, explain
Okay.
the difference between a remake and a remaster, really
Okay.
quick.
Or re-release.
Here's the
Lots
thing.
of reason there.
All right.
Oh, and don't forget our sponsor, Reese's Puffs.
Yeah, Reese's.
Thanks for that, Cole.
Raid
I
Shadow
was helping our
Legends.
sponsor.
Raid Shadow Legends.
All right.
Reese Witherspoon.
Radio Shack.
Reggie from Metal
That
Jesus.
makes sense.
I think it's a Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one too.
So a
Thanks,
remake.
Reggie, for sponsoring the podcast.
Are
So
you doing-
remake.
Do it in 5 words or less.
Explain it to him like he's 5.
A remake. They took a game, looked at it, and then opened a new file and started making a game from scratch, which is a whole nother game separate from it. That's a remake.
But it's basically the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah.
And
Okay.
then what's a
In
remaster?
concept.
Remaster
Okay, in
is just
concept,
an
okay.
update.
And a remaster,
It's just
they
a
took
beauty,
the
just a
original
beauty
game,
look.
opened the file.
Copy paste.
Yeah, I can say copy paste, but like touched up a few things, like maybe give like better shadows or something, and maybe added some new content that wasn't in the original because
Oh, okay.
that's a remaster. And a
Okay.
re-release, they just took the old files and just threw them up there.
And they tacked a $40 price tag.
But
I
they,
don't
they
know if
don't-
anyone's
they don't
gonna
improve
say-
the graphics or anything.
Not really.
Not
no,
with the
they
re-release.
Oh, freak.
So,
It's
question.
like playing GTA 3 on your PC.
Yeah.
Question. Okay,
Well, I
so
bought
yeah,
it,
that's
so
my
I'm going
question.
to.
Are,
Hey, we're
are
dead. We're
re-releases are re-releases usually just porting to a different
Yes.
console?
yes. So they don't do really anything with it. They might change some like buttons,
They
like
change,
it was on.
they change the textures of which buttons pop up on the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah, that's about it.
Some games don't.
Yeah,
And it's like, oh, you're playing on Nintendo? Press
It's
the
like,
circle
Plus
button.
the circle. Like,
Oh,
what? Where's that
and
one?
maybe they'll remove something, or maybe even add something
yeah,
that didn't
if
work.
there's something risque, they might have to
Yeah.
remove it on a Nintendo platform.
But other than that,
so in
it's-
Grand Theft Auto, when the coffee thing came out,
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, we better re-release this with the what did they call it?
the hot coffee.
Well, no, yeah, I'm talking about what was the re-release called?
It's just called the Game of the Year edition or something like that.
The non-coffee
Yeah.
edition.
The one where we took the schmeck scene
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
No, what makes
you
you
can
time in
just
this
mod
game?
it back into the PC version.
Yeah, and
And-
here's an in-depth 8-minute tutorial on that.
Bro, I don't
So you
know.
can watch
I don't know what
pixels
they're
go at it.
thinking, because if you look that up, it's like, dang, this is graphic. What were they thinking that
Yeah,
they could
but-
get away with this?
But then, honestly, if you look at it, dude, it just looks just like two characters.
Back
you
in- back
can't
in
really
the-
tell what's going on.
back
You may as well take two Barbie dolls and rub them together.
Back in
That's
the
what it looks
day-
like.
Yeah, good. Exactly right.
Thanks,
Sky.
Scott DeWaz.
back
Wait,
in
did
the
you do that?
Definitely.
Oh.
back in the day, it was very graphic. But today, it looks funny. But back in the day, I don't know what they were thinking. Trying to think they could get away with that. Be
I
like,
bet
yeah, we
one,
can't
I
get
bet
away with
one
that.
guy's just like, you know what? I think that I can make it in the sex industry. Let me try it by coding this. Let's see if I
Yeah.
can code something great.
And then the boss is like, "Wow, that's great. Do not put this in the final
Yeah,
version.
that's
We
great.
will
You're
not."
fired.
Hey, that's great. Give me a copy
Yeah.
and leave it in my office, and then you're fired.
And then that's what happened is he got fired, but he was drinking a cup of coffee when he got fired. And he's like, you know what?
This
I'm
coffee's pretty hot.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
ruin everyone's life now.
Yeah.
And he taught everybody how to mod it.
Was
in
that
the
you guys
game.
talking about?
Yeah, that's what hot coffee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you guys were talking about something else. Okay.
But
What do you think we were
Sorry,
talking
go
I have
ahead.
no
Thane.
idea.
anyway,
We better
I was talking about
spit these out. We're
yeah,
out of
yeah.
time.
Okay, yeah.
What are we limiting ourselves to? 3 games?
Yeah, 3 games.
Remake, remaster, re-release.
Okay.
All right, a game I want as a remake. I was gonna say Okami and like put it in 3 parts like Final Fantasy VII, but I thought no, that just sounds silly. I would rather just have a sequel. A remake I want is probably Xenogears, because the original Xenogears is great, and I would like to see a modern interpretation of what Monolith would do. Like, I think Monolith should just buy the rights to Xenogears from Square, because they're not doing anything with it. They're just sitting on it. And I think if they buy it, maybe get a re-release of the original and package it in with the remake. That would be great. I want a remake of Xenogears.
Nice.
Just see how, and then a remaster. Oh, this one I kind of
that's
didn't
rough,
think
buddy.
about. Say a remaster for a good game would be dang. There's so many that I don't. This is kind of hard. A re-release I think would be like a lot of Xbox 360 games re-released onto PC, like Lost Odyssey, Blue Dragon, also maybe some original Xbox games. What else? Those are the two I could think, because they're big RPGs, and I think they should totally get a re-release on like Steam or something. Yeah, and
I feel like
I'll have
one
to-
of those is on the computer. I can't remember.
yeah, I mean, one of I
Okay.
want is Lost Odyssey re-released on PC. Heck, maybe that could be my remaster, Lost Odyssey. Remaster that and put it on PC, Steam, everything.
You're gonna have to go hit the camera thing.
Yeah.
It's about to show
All
up.
right, and on to the next one.
Yeah, you, Samantha, behind the camera.
You got us, guy?
Oh
Yeah.
no,
What?
that's offensive.
Oh.
I thought-
Sorry.
I thought Thane was Samantha.
So my 3 is my my remake would be Ocarina of Time. We already discussed this. My remaster.
But it got remade on the 3DS. You're talking about Switch remake.
Yeah, Switch
Yeah.
remake.
A good remake.
Yeah, good remake.
A
I'm not saying it's bad. It's
My so that's my remake. My remaster would be DK64. I would love for that to be a remaster somewhere.
this guy picking trash.
I love that game. And then
Just kidding. Stan.
a re-release, man. I don't know. I've been thinking of like some old platformer games that I played back in the day. Like, I think like any Sly Coopers. I don't know if you can get them on Steam, right?
No,
no.
PlayStation exclusive.
Okay.
PlayStation exclusive.
That would be cool if you could get them on the
I
PC.
said it first, Thane.
But I think the one game that I would love to be on the PC, which I don't think they have it,
Any Microsoft game, any
is
Xbox game.
Gauntlet Dark Legacy. I would love for that to be re-released on the
The
PC.
Gauntlet Collection.
It's a fun game, dude.
re-release.
That would be
Yeah.
epic. But Dark Legacy specifically, that was
Yeah.
the one that I just freaking just
Mm.
played it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
played it.
Zach.
Good choice of words.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, re-release Wind Waker on Switch, please. HD, I guess, obviously. Remaster Portal 1 and 2 collection, and remake Crazy Taxi.
Ooh. Remaster, a good remaster. Left 4 Dead. 4K remake, and also maybe add
Wait, why'd
more-
you just say HD remake? You said
Sorry,
remaster.
I meant 4K. Give it
Oh, does that
really,
come? So if you buy the game, can that come with a free 4K monitor too?
Yes, please. And a
Yeah.
graphics card that can output 4K as well. That's also a must.
It's just 4K capabilities. You don't actually have to play in 4K, but it's and also maybe the Left 4 Dead campaigns connect, kind of like in Left 4 Dead 2, they have connections.
That'd be
And this is
cool.
more more of a console re-release, but I think if you had a big HD remaster on Steam too, that would be amazing.
What about you, Zay?
That sounds good. You sold me, Thane.
Yeah.
Things
Really?
Zay's just
Yeah.
I want Left
I'll
4
do
Dead
Left
now.
4 Dead as a
Remaster?
yes. Is that just that's where they make it look better, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want. Yeah. So I'll do
So
that.
much.
Let's see. So there's that. That's the remaster, right? And then re-release is the same game.
No changes.
Dang. Is it so? Basically, it's just you want it on a different console or different
Yeah.
something, right? Okay. You can probably get ports of it, but I'd probably want Donkey Kong Country.
Oh,
That's
nice,
probably what I
nice.
want. And then what was the last one? A remake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remake. Brand new game.
GTA Vice City.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Nice,
that's it.
nice.
That's it.
Because there's never been an HD game in in Vice City.
Nope.
Grand Theft Auto 4 was
Unless
in
it's a
Liberty.
mod or something. but-
GTA 5 was in Los Santos, and there hasn't. Maybe GTA 6 will be the one in.
That'd be cool.
So I
That's
did.
what I
I
want.
did think of two.
I thought of one more too.
One that I would love, just a reboot. I guess we're not doing reboots. Just a remake would be Conker's Bad Fur Day. I think that game would be epic. And I know. I
They-
think they tried with.
They
the-
did do a remake on the original Xbox.
Yeah,
and it's probably
yeah.
the best original Xbox game ever. It's borderline 360 graphics.
Really.
Yeah.
The
Live
Conker's.
and
Well, they
Reloaded.
took out the naughties.
Yeah, but they took. It's weird. They censored a lot of stuff from the N64 version.
So
it sounds
would you?
backwards,
So Thane, would you say then?
which is backwards.
So would you say then we wouldn't need a remake then? Because I was aware of the
I'd
game, but I've
say-
never played either. I just think they'd be
I'd
epic.
say remake the original with all the dirty, filthy humor.
Okay. So.
And all the
do-
jabs.
so-
They took the jabs out at Microsoft because on the Microsoft console. It's like, I think this monster was like, oh, I hate Windows. It keeps breaking.
So that one would be great, and then just another honorable mention. I would love a re-release of Boom Blocks on the
Yeah.
Switch.
What's Boom Blocks?
It's a Wii game where you.
They had it.
I remember that, bro.
Yeah.
That
It,
game
it was okay.
That
Like
would be a
that was a
great
joke.
Switch game.
That was a
that
joke.
would.
That'd be a
It's a
great. I
freaking
mean, they
good
re-released
game.
The
Is it-
Blob
Who
on
made it?
Switch
It was
and
like, was
people
it
liked
Steven Spielberg or something?
Yeah, Steven Spielberg produced it.
Yeah. You ever played that? Bro, it's pretty fun.
It's just
It's a
like a
good-
collection of mini games.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fun though.
I thought of one more for me. This is obviously the cool answer.
Boom Blocks. Bro.
Re-release all the Pokemon Game Boy games onto my cell phone, please, and make it so I can transfer them to
Yeah.
Pokemon Home as well.
That'd actually be pretty cool. I'm not.
That's
gonna
what I
lie.
want.
Not NGL.
I'll give it to you
By the
for
way-
$1,000, Cole.
No, it's not worth that.
I
Yeah.
gotcha.
I can play them elsewhere. I just realized, guy, though, I also bought Red on the 3DS, so 8 times I've bought those games.
Wow.
Final answer before we end the podcast. I want Wii Sports on my Switch. I want to be able to play Wii Sports again.
Yeah, that should honestly be or ported. They have it on the Wii U.
Yeah, Wii Sports is a fun game. Go ahead, Thane. You gonna wrap
And-
us up?
And
You gonna wrap us up in a cute little bow?
And
Put
I'll
me
wrap
in a
up. I'll
Christmas
leave one more
present.
question. One more question.
It's
What
gonna be
is a
very-
game that you never want to see again? Like, no matter where it is, like, you never want to see that game.
Ready for this hot take that's gonna make someone in the room very mad?
I got one too. I'm gonna
Is
say.
gonna make someone really
Yeah, I
mad?
think so.
Okami.
No!
I'm just kidding, Dane. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't actually.
I
Have
wouldn't be
an answer
mad.
just
I'd
yet.
be sad. I'd be crying in my room. So.
I don't have an answer either.
I don't really have an answer either. It's kind of a sting question.
Oh, it's just think
I think, Yeah, I think a game that.
Game that should just be dead and never come back to.
Yeah, like a game like. I think Five Nights at Freddy's should just go die already. I'd never want.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that one. I
Yeah.
never thought it was a fun game. I've tried it. It was not
It's a
fun.
tedious linear game that just like got too popular too quick.
Thanks, Game Theory.
Yeah, and also
Yeah, for reals.
yeah, I guess what do you think? Actually, I got one more question. What do you think is a game that has been re-released too many times?
Wait,
Like-
I didn't get to say mine.
Oh, sorry.
Vampire Rain.
Yeah, let's never
That's the one.
let's
Oh,
never talk
get
about
rid of
that
that
again.
one.
Wait, what? I completely what are those two words together?
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah,
it's not in my
like-
dictionary. I don't know what you're talking
That's true.
about.
Mike,
Vampire and Ren? Wait, how do you pronounce that? Ren? Ray?
No,
Ryan?
Vampire Jump High. That's what it should be called.
Yeah, Vampire Jump High.
Vampire
Oh.
go boom.
Yeah.
Vampire
no, you
goes-
can't release
Yeah.
Vampire Rain
Speaking of
again.
which, if you guys
Vampire go
haven't
boom.
seen what Zay's talking about, we just released
Yeah.
that episode yesterday, so go watch it.
We
Or, yeah,
did?
yeah.
We did.
So,
Good-
yeah.
Yeah, good job, Zay.
Alright.
Way to slip that in.
Yeah.
How'd you
Nice
know?
job.
Yeah.
Give me
Horrible
some.
game.
Give me some fin.
All right.
Because we're fishes.
One more question, real quick. What's the game you think they've released too much of? Like, or what do you think is
A cash grab.
Yeah, it's like a cash grab. What do you think is the worst cash grab thing? Is rather be a re-release?
Tetris.
Yeah, it's.
What about, okay, we're going that route. What about Pac-Man?
Yeah,
Every
I
single
think-
Pac-Man port, they've ported everywhere.
Except
and
for the free
remade.
version to Tetris.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
like
I've got one
those.
already too. Angry Birds.
Yeah.
They have so many different versions of that game.
Yeah, they
I'm
slapped
surprised it's not on the
piss out of it.
Switch.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Speaking of Angry Birds, dude, Slade and I watched Angry Birds 2 a couple nights ago.
Was it funny?
It was fun. Josh Gad, he's
Great.
amazing.
Yeah.
Jason Sudeikis, he's funny.
So it was good. I'll go watch
It
it.
was
All
fun.
right.
They have a lot of those games.
I think this publisher is the kings of doing this, and I wish they would kind of Capcom, yes, Capcom. I wish that. I mean,
Yeah, take that, Okami.
okay, Okami's the exception because it did not sell that well. But re-release, like they released like 80 billion different versions
How'd
of
you know he
Street
was
Fighter
gonna say
2.
Capcom? How'd you know he was gonna say Capcom?
I'm not an idiot. Like I know I come across as a dumb person.
Well, I didn't even think about Capcom.
I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to
I didn't even
some
think
things.
about that, but they hit on the nose, dude. Street Fighter 2, holy crap.
Yeah, what about oh, never mind.
Did
Sorry.
you know a brand new version of Street Fighter 2 launched with the Switch for $40?
Yeah, I know.
Did people
It's
buy
Ultra
it?
Yes,
Street Fighter
people
2.
bought it.
Oh no.
Brand new version of a 20-year-old game released on the Switch for $40 day
I
one.
feel like those are the people
Nostalgia
who grew up with that
sells,
game.
baby.
Yeah, those are people that grew
Nostalgia
up with
sells.
it. Though.
Also,
I mean, look at Cole. How many Pokemon games have you bought because of the N-word?
I don't even really play them because of nostalgia. I just play them because I like them.
Okay.
I
and how
like
many-
Wind Waker because of nostalgia. I don't like Pokemon because of nostalgia.
What about
how many
I think the
Crazy
Pokemon games are
freaking
trash.
times?
Yeah, Crazy
Capcom-
Taxi. Yeah, that's 100% nostalgia.
Yeah.
It does not play as
Well,
much as well as I thought it did.
The N-word gets me to buy things.
How many
Yeah, it
freaking
does.
times is Capcom gonna re-release Resident Evil 4? I
Oh
swear.
yeah,
There's going to,
they make Resident Evil as well.
I swear, there's
Forgot
going to
about
be
that.
there's
I
going to
know
be a
that game.
re-release of Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 on the PS5, Xbox.
Okay, if they
Series
do,
X.
if
Mark my words.
is a remake or re-release?
Re-release,
Oh,
just
okay.
straight up
They've
re-release.
never remade them.
They might upscale it a bit, maybe like get like super
Well,
wide.
Yeah, that's it. They'll upscale
The
them.
guns sound
Yeah.
different. Buy it.
They
Yeah.
tainted Leon's whole career with Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, like he was
Shameful.
not in a bad
Wait,
game.
you're Leon in
Shameful.
Resident Evil 6?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
and
this game is
and
not.
Chris.
This whole series makes no sense.
yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yep.
Resident Evil,
Wait,
just
Leon-
skip Resident
Leon's
Evil
evil?
6.
Yeah, he's a bad guy.
No, they ruined his freaking reputation by
No.
putting him in Resident Evil 6.
Yeah.
Trash game.
Oh.
And
guy
Chris's
doesn't like the
reputation
game.
was
I love Leon.
so he's not
kind of
evil, though.
waning down after
no, I'm
5.
just dumb.
I will admit 5 is fun, but man, like it's not what Resident Evil 4 is. Like,
So,
Resident Evil 4 has its whole standard. than
I've
5
heard
is-
that people
Bro,
really
5
like
was
5.
fun.
Five's
Yeah.
fun.
Bro,
'Cause
I
it's got
love
really
5.
good co-op or something.
5
Yes.
is my 4. That's you guys. I love 5.
4's. I don't think there's a game better than 4. I love
Yeah,
4.
4
But
is-
5, I agree. 5's
Between-
really fun.
I can't tell you how many hours we played multiplayer because you had
Yeah.
to play through the
between
whole
the
campaign and
Resident
beat it
Evil
to be able to unlock multiplayer. So
Oh,
it's
really?
So much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
between the
sucks.
Resident Evil 2
Yeah, so you
remake and
have
4,
to-
That
those
really
are like
sucks.
Yeah, it sucks.
To
but you-
gain a freaking option to
Yeah.
play, that is the
Yeah.
worst thing I've
So
ever
that's what we
heard.
would do whenever we didn't have a save game. We had to play through the whole thing, and then you can unlock it to play
Yeah,
with your
we've
friend.
probably played through that game at least probably 10 times.
Is it a pretty quick game?
It's
Yeah.
probably like 7 or 8 hours.
yeah.
Bro, that multiplayer is so much fun. We need to
yeah,
get
it's
that
wicked.
game and play that.
We should.
All right.
Well, we should play that. I've always wanted to play that one on the channel.
That'd be fun.
Well, anyways, yes. Thank you all for watching.
Yeah, gamers
Here,
and
Give
gamettes.
us
let's plug
down in
everything.
the
Dudes
description.
and
Give us
dudettes.
down in the comments. What do you want as a remake, remaster, re-release, whatever,
Don't
what-
say my feet.
and like even like you can throw in what games you think there's too much of, or too saturated with, that you just want to axe, throw an axe and say go away. But
But
Yeah.
Plug everything, Thane.
yeah, and so socials down in the doobly-doo. I don't remember who said that back in the day, but they say doobly-doo. I think it was Phil, sexy Phil.
I
Phil-
thought
Oh,
it
we
was-
should stop
no, I
saying
thought
that
it
then
was-
because I don't like it.
I thought it was Tobuscus.
Oh yeah, I think that's it.
Oh, I like to buzz. He's that guy that is cute and fail.
Yeah,
That's fun.
And he does. If you sneeze during this video, bless you.
yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember that.
So anyways,
episode.
socials down in the description. We got Discord, we got Twitter, we got Instagram.
We got TikTok.
Yeah, yeah, we got
I want to hear things hit.
Say
They didn't say it.
we got TikTok,
What's our channel on TikTok?
RadKatz 5,
5. Double 5.
RadKatz
Get wrecked, Dane.
55.
That's 005.
They made a guest appearance on our TikTok, by the way.
We did.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was his TikTok debut. He went viral.
Ugh.
He farted. Still our most viewed video on TikTok.
Oh.
Ugh.
Everybody's like, man, I want more of that thing coon on my TikToks.
Thought I'd never be on there.
Yeah, Thane's cooch.
Thane, what
Yeah.
if we go famous on TikTok and everything else is just mediocre?
Yeah.
Would you be okay with it?
Yeah.
Would you just be like, sure?
He's just like, yeah, whatever. he's a
mean,
sellout.
eh.
He's a
Thane,
sellout.
what if- Thane, what if-
Thane, we get paid like 10 grand, all 4 of us, to like do all the dances and stuff. Would you do it?
I do it, but I literally have
No,
a
you-
soulless look in my eyes.
No, you have to. You have to act like you're in it.
You
into
can't
it.
do it. You can't do it ironically. It has to be like serious. Like you have to do it.
You can wear a sports bra too. We got to get the sex appeal.
You have to
Be
put
me.
you have to put your soul into it. You have to.
It'd be me, like I'd
I'll wear a
be doing like
mankini.
all fake and stuff, and then they accidentally get a shot of me going, "I'm gonna do it."
and the song or the soundbite, the soundbite that plays over it as
Yeah.
stage yells, "I'm gonna do it! It's one last trip to Flavortown."
I'm glad Thing would sell out for TikTok. That makes me happy. I'm glad. Good to know that.
Anyways,
Guys, Cole released Gameception this
yeah,
Friday.
oh, and
Go watch it.
Gameception.
Last Friday.
Yeah.
What was it about, Cole? Give a brief description.
Teamfight Tactics mixed up with Pokemon. They had a baby.
Do they scissor each other?
That's how babies are made, right? Thing?
Wow. I mean, that's a position you can. Anyways, like I said,
Zadie, got anything to plug?
socials down in the description. Socials down in the description. We'll see you next
We
week.
can help you with that.
Have a wonderful
Come
day.
watch. Come hang out in the live
Keep it
stream.
rad.
Monday,
Yes.
Friday,
Live
Wednesday.
stream
Tonight.
Live stream
Yes,
Monday, Wednesday,
tonight.
Friday.
Tonight, if you're
And,
watching this when it released,
Yeah.
saying tell everybody.
Should
that
we
K
live
word.
stream more?
And also, hopefully, you
Comment
enjoyed
below.
the computer building stream. Thank you all for watching.
Wait, the
Uh,
computer issues already happened thing.
I know. I said I hope you enjoyed the computer stream.
Oh.
Come
But
on,
if you
Cole.
didn't, if
I'm
you
a silly brain.
If you didn't, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if you
I
didn't,
did vomit.
listen, I'm gonna be straight up
I
honest right
vomited
now.
all over my
If you're
computer.
listening to this and you do not like this video and subscribe to the RadKatz channel, then
We'll
you're a
kill
simp.
you.
Yeah, like that-
You're
like-
just a
Get
simp.
simped on.
Yeah, everyone that's 95% of you aren't subscribed, you guys. You gotta subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only 5% of the people that watch our videos are subscribed. So
Yeah,
subscribe or
guys,
you're
come
a
on.
simp.
Yeah.
Come on.
And only 4% are simps. So get that simp
And
number
only
up.
subscribers are allowed to keep it.
Rat.
I was waiting for somebody else to do it.